Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live in. It's Wednesday. Every Wednesday during the NFL season, I make my weekly picks against the spread. We're ready to week 8. You see, after that miserable 2-13-1 week, I've been doing quite well for myself. Only one losing week since, and was only one game under 500. Last week, 10-5. I am now 10 games over 500 for the year. Let's keep that rising. No teams with buys this week. A full 16 game schedule. Let's take a look at my week 8 picks. Thursday night, tomorrow, we got the Vikings favored by 2.5 at the Rams. Cooper Kupp might be back for the Rams, but they really haven't looked good all season. I took the Raiders last week. They covered over the Rams, and the Raiders sure don't look good. And the Vikings, yes, I think they'll rebound after their first loss of the season to an excellent Detroit Lions team. Maybe, no, the Bills aren't playing. So shouldn't say Bills versus Titans. It should say, who's who? How did I get that wrong? That was last week. Lions versus Titans. The Lions are favored by 11 points. My bad, guys. Bills played the Titans last week and beat up on them, and I expect the Lions to do the same. So yes, Lions, that spread is right, 11 points versus the Titans. Yes, Aiden Hutchinson's out. While I think it may affect them at some point, not against a team like the Titans. Of course, Lions just beat the last undefeated team in the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings. Browns, yes, I am taking the Browns underdog by 8.5 against arguably the best team in the NFL. Although, Chiefs don't have any losses and beat the Ravens. But at least of late, no team has really looked better than the Ravens. Browns are moving to Jameis Winston, and honestly, I think he's an upgrade over Deshaun Watson, where, especially at home, the Browns can at least limit the Ravens' offense a little bit. I say they lose by a touchdown. Packers favored by 4 at the Jaguars. Congratulations, Jaguars. You beat the Patriots. Not that impressive. Packers, meanwhile, not necessarily blowing out teams, won by 2 against the Houston Texans. But to me, they're clearly the better team. Jordan Love clearly has played better than Trevor Lawrence, although, pick happy at times. I'm going with the Packers. Texans favored by 5 versus the Colts. I would actually like the Colts more if Joe Flacco was starting with Anthony Richardson. He just really can't get anything going in the passing game. Texans have a stellar defensive line, a great secondary, and I think C.J. Stroud rebounds after 90-something yards last week. Eagles +2 at the Bengals. Definitely a difficult game. Bengals almost a must-win to get back to 500. They are 3-4. Eagles beat up on a bad Giants team. Saquon Barkley's revenge game. So I'm expecting to be competitive, and when sometimes I have a tough time picking who I think is going to win, I go with the underdog. Tough one here as well, but, did Gerard Mayo calling his team soft, will that help motivate them? I'm not sure. Jets absolutely need this game for any playoff chances. 7 points is a lot, but Patriots just, aren't top 3 worst teams in the NFL. I feel like this might be a pick I regret. But anyhow, this was a tough one too because the Buccaneers will be without Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. So Jalen McMillan, Trey Palmer, Sterling Shepard, guys like that are going to have to play much larger roles. The three-headed monster, not really a monster, but three-headed running back rotation, Tucker, White, and Irving will at least keep them fresh. Falcons won the first game in overtime. Bucks need this one, so the Falcons don't have the tiebreaker for the NFC South. Let's look at the other half of the schedule. Tua should be back, and with Tua back, the Dolphins should actually have a competent offense. Man, I don't care who's throwing the ball. Like, how do Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle both get one reception last week? I would think I could play quarterback and at least get Tyreek Hill 2 receptions. But anyhow, Cardinals are so Jekyll and Hyde. I took them last week and won. Maybe this is one of the weeks where Murray is off and Dolphins cover. Here's the Bills. On the road, underdog by 3 against the Seahawks. I'm not sure what to make of the Seahawks. Are they a good team? Are they an average team? My Giants destroyed them somehow. Amari Cooper with the Bills. Looked pretty well his first game. Didn't play a full workload, but did get a touchdown. Josh Allen continues getting back in the MVP hunt after that struggled 9 for 30 against the Texans. Why am I picking the Saints? I don't know. Maybe I just think the spread's too big. What have they shown me the last 5 weeks to pick them? I took them last week against the Broncos and lost that. I'm taking the Saints. I don't even know what to say that would make me believe that. Hopefully Chris Olave's back for them. Chiefs' last loss was to the Las Vegas Raiders. Remember that Christmas Day game? Antonio Pierce, maybe the main reason why he got the full-time job was that win. Don't expect him to win again, but at least kind of keep it close. Panthers are going back to Bryce Young, and believe it or not, I think it's the right decision. Why not? You're out of postseason contention. Andy Dalton, after a very good first game with the Panthers, has struggled mightily since. I mean, might as well see what you could get out of Bryce Young for the rest of the season. I mean, again, maybe the spread's too big for the Broncos. Tough one because I'm not certain if Jaden Daniels is playing or not. If Daniels was playing, I probably would have taken the Commanders at this spread, although I don't think this would be the spread. I think the Commanders would be slight favorites, but Marcus Mariota looked great against the Panthers, but it is the Panthers. I think the Bears have an excellent defense that will make it a lot more difficult for Mariota if he is the starter. I take the Bears, and if Caleb Williams plays, I feel like I'm probably going to get that one wrong. Sunday Night Football, 49ers favored by 4 versus the Cowboys. 2 disappointing teams in the NFC. I'll go with the 49ers, even without Ayuk. Deebo Samuel, let's hope he's back after, what did he have, the case of pneumonia. And as I mentioned, I'm a Giants fan. What a miserable game that was last week. Steelers looked a little revitalized with Russell Wilson at under center. Still have one of the best defenses in the league, and they're 5-2. Could move to 6-2, and I'm expecting them to win by at least a touchdown. So those are my Week 8 picks against this spread. Let me know in the comments what you agree with, what you disagree with. Who are some of your best bets? Let's hope I'm a little bit further over 500 come Week 9. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.